guys are a puck possession team. You guys like to possess the puck. What things do you want to see you guys do a little better to make up that zone time and possession time?
Well, I think you kind of probably be harder on pucks, right? Puck possession starts with, the entry side of it, and once you get in the offensive zone and not being one and done. And I think that's possessing the puck a little bit more, probably creating by having somebody around it with two guys, probably a little bit more. And then once we're in the offensive zone, trying to probably get a little bit more shot first mentality in net front. So there's a number of things that require that, and obviously we didn't do enough of it last Saturday night.
Do you think you guys got spread apart, or not? I know you've probably rewatched the game. Was that part of it, or no? I know sometimes when you guys...
Yeah, I thought we did, but I didn't think we got into the offensive zone enough. And again, that team, they had a commitment to tracking and playing hard away from the puck, and I didn't think we nearly got our entries in, whether it's a forecheck or a clean entry into the offensive zone that gave us enough sustainability to be in there. But at the end of the day, I think it's a situation here where we got to be, we always talk about 5 men in the picture going up and down the ice, and again, that leads to being spread out a little bit. I think there has to be support through the neutral zone, and there's got to be support in the offensive zone for sure.
Without giving kind of too much away, is there stuff that you work on maybe in practice this week just to kind of create the more offensive chance kind of thing?
Yeah, that was a theme. That was a theme all week. Obviously, when we were going out of Quinnipiac working on D zone coverage, giving up those goals, were a situation where we worked on. I thought we got better at it, and obviously not, a situation where you don't generate a lot on shots on net and getting in the offensive zone. That was a theme through all 3 days of practice so far, and we'll continue on tomorrow.
Seems like the intensity has really picked up in practice this week too. Is that something?
Pretty much, yep. And again, I think that's, at the end of the day, you can draw up any system you want in the whole world. At the end of the day, we didn't have a lot of, tenacity for a 60-minute time frame in that game. Even though that we started the game with 2-0 lead, I didn't feel that we were at that level right away to start the game. And when you're playing a one-game weekend, you got to throw everything on the table, and it's got to start right away. And that's usually the MO of our team. And for whatever reason, we didn't have it early, and we're going to make sure this week that we have it.
Omaha is obviously a very physical team. We've stayed outside a couple of weeks ago. You guys a couple of years ago with like the 6 guys in the box or whatever. Just how are you kind of expecting to keep that physical playbook going? But
yeah, well, again, we've had some pretty intense series, showing video as far as what that looks like, as far as, the intensity of both teams competing extremely hard. And like the guys like Sendin and Hain and Jamernick and Frisch and a lot of our older guys kind of know what's coming ahead, and just kind of making sure that we know with our younger group of players that's going to be part of it. We're going on the road here, and it's a situation here where we want to make sure that we have a road mentality right away. And again, we've had really good practices with intensity and tenacity in our practices that had high compete.
Is there almost like a sense, not fresh air, but the fact that it's a clean slate with conference play?
Yeah, I think a little bit to that standpoint, but again, like I said, I think it's learning from the past of the non-conference schedule, what we went through here. We've played some pretty good teams in non-conference, and it's a situation where trying to build and learn from what we did well and from what we need to work on. And again, college hockey, man, I tell you, it's a 60-minute game, and we keep harping that all the time, whether you're up in a game or down in a game, and you got to play consistent through those momentum shifts of those games. And I think just kind of building our mental toughness and grit is a big thing.
It's a road game this weekend, but you guys have spent a lot of time in Omaha, especially the older guys who were in the pod. Does it feel maybe more familiar of a place than other places for you guys after the pod?
Well, especially our fifth-year players, I think. You talk about the pod, and obviously we go there every year. Being our travel partner, and I think it is. We have a lot of familiarity with Baxter Arena, and it's a situation where when you look at the structure of their rink, it's very similar to the Ralph Big facility, NHL-sized rink. A situation where both teams play relatively the same way. It's a situation where we feel I think at home in that situation. But I think it's a need of us getting to start the NCHC conference schedule on the right foot, and making sure that we do everything in our power to play the game that we do, the identity, how we play it, and making sure that we bring it early.
2 of your top 6 forwards at 2 points, 5 on 5, like 5 on 5. Is that a big concern for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, you go through the early part of the schedule, and obviously our power play has been doing very well, and it's a situation where we've been scoring goals on it, and for us, like again, 5-on-5 is normally the foundation of our group, being strong defensively, but also chipping in offensively on those situations, and I think it's a situation where those players are feeling it right a little bit, but at the end of the day of trying to make sure that you maybe simplify your game a little bit more until those goals start coming. And, does that mean, going to the net harder that we talked about? Does that mean whipping a few more pucks at the net? Does that mean maybe taking a shorter shift? I think everybody cares in our group here. And I think when you kind of dwell on it a lot, those things happen. You tend to maybe be on your heels a little bit. You tend to maybe take longer shifts. We got to be harder and faster and quicker and simplify in a lot of different areas.
Are those lines that are, where their top six forwards are at, are they getting a lot of extra focus from the checking lines of other teams?
I don't think so. I don't think initially right now. I think down the road, I think there'll be some attention. But I think right now, like we usually roll 4 lines right now, and do we want matchups? Yeah, we do want matchups. But at the end of the day, right now, I think it's a situation where teams are playing with energy right now, and just trying to get fresh guys out on the ice.
So you mentioned like mental toughness and starting the game with intensity, keeping that for 60 minutes, and all that's so mental. Like, how do you practice something that is like a very mental concept to like keep the team like working on it?
Well, trying to replicate that in practice too a little bit. You're working on your reps, right? And part of that is trying to keep building your reps, positive reps all the time, and not deviating and having a couple of bad reps. And I think that leads to it. And I think once that happens in practice, address it right away. Like, hey man, we got to stop, and we got to make sure we refocus, reset, and get going again here. And again on Saturday, what I thought was kind of what really turned the game for me is, we're up 2-0. We're on the power play. We could have made it 3-0. They get a couple breakaways, well, a half breakaway and then a full breakaway. Gets us on our heels, right? They get a power play. They score a goal on the power play on our penalty kill, and now it's 2-1 going into the first intermission. From going to maybe 3-0 to 2-1, and then how do we react off that? And it's a situation you got to reset, have a quick memory, get going again, and making sure that you get on your toes.
Since coming back from this Las Vegas game, how has the team determination changed going into Omaha this week?
Yeah, very good. You know what? It was a business-like mentality. When we got on that plane, it was quiet. There wasn't one decibel of noise or sound on that plane. Guys felt it. The coaching staff felt it. We got in here. We obviously Sunday is their day off, a required day off that we have to give them. And then Monday was a hard day. It was a very hard day. But it wasn't a no-brainer day in the fact that you're just kind of running out there and not getting anything accomplished. It was a hard, heavy day in the fact that we worked on all these concepts that we talked about to try to build our group going forward here. And again, like I said, our guys were open-minded. They worked extremely hard for the last 3 days, and they know that there's a standard that we have here at North Dakota that we got to consistently be at.